Okay, let's try that again, shall we? I dropped the microphone at some point and couldn't make it work. So it just took me a few minutes to find the on button on the microphone. Because I guess when I picked it back up, I flipped a switch somewhere. You know how it goes. The simplest solution is usually the one that you need to find, but is that the first solution that you always look for? No. What was I doing here? Not that. I need to turn this down. It's windy, but it doesn't need to sound that windy. And then maybe turn the music up a little bit. Okay, it's a little bit better. Okay. So today, just super chill. I have no plans. I have no agenda. So I think I'm just going to take her easy. I'm not looking to do anything. I might, steal some stuff that I don't need. What's this? Jake's letter to Alyssa. First of all, thanks for agreeing to help me move equipment back to Concord. For some reason, I feel like Alyssa did not do any of the manual labor to help out with that. But, you know, I haven't been able to make it down to the Bugle yet. Let me know if you need anything for the house, though. Once my partner agrees to place down the salvage beacons, Mala can set out almost immediately. You'll have to follow Mala and help her strip down a salvage site. Again, I don't think Alyssa's going to be the one to go. I just get that feeling from her. Might take a few days, so make sure you bring plenty of supplies. Stay with Mala until you hear from me. I'll radio to let you know when it's time to head back. I'll keep an eye on the town and your home while you're gone. If anyone asks, I'll explain that you'll be back soon and not to worry. Thanks again, Jake. Aw, Jake. He's so polite. But I really don't think that Alyssa's the type to just kind of head out on a salvage mission. I don't know why I get that feeling, but
all I need is one compelling story.
Right. One compelling story, and that's it. Okay, so I did make a few notes. I need to straighten out my inventory, first of all. The fact that I have 3 different outfits is probably not necessary. They're cool outfits, but who's this guy walking? Looks like he peed his pants. Uh-oh. That's just a shadow.
Can't remember the last time I had clean fingernails.
Mine are always clean, surprisingly. Like, oh, I've got gloves on right now, but see? Clean fingernails all the time. Okay, so the question is, which outfit do I keep? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna keep the one that gives me the most armor, right? Okay, so let's do some stat checking here. So we've got currently right now, this is part of this outfit. What comes off when I put that backpack on is the question. jacket. Oh, the overcoat. But we still have the outfit. You know what though? I think I'm just gonna drop the handmaiden's outfit, even though it looks really, really cool. And I'm probably gonna drop... I spent so much time putting this outfit together. This one. I'll show you. Not this one. Not this one. See, that's what I mean. I have too many outfits. This one. Like, it's cool. It's just not very practical. Alright, I will be back, guys. Maybe I'll be back. Okay, well, so my dad just called, and he's leaving a message as we speak. But I tried to call him numerous times 20 minutes ago. I called his cell, I called his house phone, I couldn't get through. And then I was like, well, do I just start streaming? And yeah, that's what happens. As soon as I start streaming, that's when he calls back. Okay, well... Man, this bothers me. We'll go to the bus. We'll drop off these outfits. And we'll see if I remember that my dad called. That I should go call him back. I don't really want to, but you know. Wait, is the bus even over here? Oh, good, okay. Could have been bad. Well, I guess I just would have called the bus over, but I really didn't know where I would have left it, if not here. Okay, we don't even have to go in. So, we are just going to put away that and that. Do we need 19 frag grenades? Probably not. And 14 mocktails? Mocktails? We'll just call those mocktails from now on. 14 mocktails? Probably not. And we'll hold on to the mines just because every time I get them, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and use this efficiently and properly and actually kill some enemies with them instead of myself. So we'll just keep trying to do that. Okay, so we are not going to keep the jacket or the jeans or the tank top or the Tomb Raider boots or the hat. We will keep the cigarette. The cigarette's kind of cool. Oh, no, we will keep the cigarette. Normally I do not recommend smoking cigarettes, but if it's in a nice, cool little slick cigarette holder like that one is, then yeah. And we wanted to use this, start using this, rather than... Do I not have a right arm? Okay, well, we'll hold on to that for now. There are probably some things in here I don't need, like I don't need 19 stim packs. Or that. Or those. And the other thing I had on my list was to figure out exactly how these new aid items work? Because I can never use them in the appropriate times. Some of them, like this is just for fixing broken limbs, and I never remember that. And I try to use it, and it doesn't do what I need it to do, you know. Okay. Cat meat? No. Carrots? No. Corn? Bits? Oh, we've got a universal workbench. That's good. I remembered not to leave that somewhere. Do I have anything that uses plasma? Oh, Righteous Authority is using fusion cells. Okay. No, we don't need those for right now. Okay, so that is a little bit better. Let's make sure we're wearing clothes. Go. Okay. Slick. Okay. So that takes care of that. We now only have one outfit. We do not need a change of clothes. We don't need a change of costume as we go through the Commonwealth. The next thing on the list was to go to West Everett Estates and get all the junk that I stored there. We'll do that in a little bit, I think. And then the next thing on the list was to configure the Liga mod, which I know is hotkey G. I'm wondering if I can change that hotkey first of all. Doesn't look like from that menu. From this menu, is there a mod config menu for this mod? Let's see. Soon, there we go. Does not look like it. Okay. Is there a holotape? Doesn't look like it. Okay. That's okay. Okay, well, the hotkey for toggle POV workshop. That's gonna have to change. To what? I don't know. B? Does that work? Yep, okay. Because the problem was when I have a weapon out, I need to be able to do that. But I couldn't before because of the hotkey. Okay. So that is checked off the list. And that looks like that's it. That's all of the maintenance we needed to do before we started playing, so that's good. Now there's a ton of maintenance that I have to do in the game as far as settlement building and questing. So for Jake. Jakey Poo. What have you got going on for me right now? Anything?
Yeah?
No, nothing. What are we waiting for? We have to go meet old Paul. We have to find Grizzly. Maybe we'll go back to Diamond City and have dinner with the left field crew. And then by the time that's done, we'll probably be able to go. We'll probably get a call from Jake. I think that's the next thing that has to happen. And right now we've got Kit and we've got Heather and we've got dog meat, so we could go and pick up someone else for a companion as well. Okay, we are going to get on the bus and then go to Diamond City. By the time we get there, it will be close to the time that we need to go into the Fens to see the left field diner crew. And we'll have a nice dinner. For anybody who's played the Fens Sheriff Department mod, this dinner is just really, it's just a really cute, fun little dinner scene that is long, so I guess I shouldn't say it's a little scene. It's a long scene, but I think it's really well done. And every time I go through it, I'm like, this is definitely... Like, I think, I'm just gonna fast track through it, but I'm like, no. I usually just end up listening to everyone's conversation.
Forward. Jump.
Done. Thank you. Kit. No, she never makes it on the bus. Come on, game. You can do it. There we go. I was like, sometime soon this will work. Uh-oh.
Diamond City Radio. Dead set on
I
making
got
it
down.
shake.
Can I hack you? What can I do to you? Shut down unit? No, we don't want to shut them down. We do want to run
Commonwealth's
away
a
really
dangerous
quickly,
place.
so we don't get
Lucky
copyright
you're
strike
not
from
great
that song.
green
Oh, that's loud. It's a big door though, so I guess it has to be loud. It should be loud. Speaking of volume, if anyone is out there and feels so inclined to let me know how my volume is, or the game's volume, I crank it up a little bit each stream I do. I crank the volume up, because every time I watch back, I'm like, it's so quiet compared to everyone else's videos. And I think it's A, my little voice, my little squeaker, and B, me being timid, maybe, and C, probably some inferior equipment that I'm using, but you know, doing the best with what I've got. And I can't complain because I've been using the same equipment for really, really long time. Like the same computer, and headphones, and crap like that. Okay, what time is it? 5 o'clock. So Lily said to be there about 6:30, I think. Domus Nostra, 6:30, between 6 and 6:30. Okay, so we've got an hour. I was gonna say maybe we'll go pick up Piper, but I think I've actually already got her, her perk. Where do I find that out? Inventory stats. Gift of Gab. Yeah, so I've already got Piper. I don't usually pick up Nick until the end of the game, so I don't want to grab Nick. Okay.
Latest
well,
hairstyles.
but I hit the... You're gonna change your entire outfit, right? Okay, and then actually what we'll also do is make it so that I don't accidentally do that again. Did I do that right? Yeah, okay. And then one last thing that I want to do here with this is... And then tuck this away back into that devices folder. Like all of these things should be in there. This should also be in there. Gonna tidy up our inventory. And this is why Fall UI is so important. And everything else I use quite often. And every time you use something, it gets, I don't know, the name doesn't stick, so it gets pulled out of the folder, but that's okay. Alright. So there, we've got our outfit. Just trying to think if there was anything else that I needed to do in
You're
here.
bothering me.
You're
You read that article?
bothering me.
In public occurrences? Damn sense could be anywhere.
That's right. It could be
Send free shopping right here.
like right here. The twins, Marsha and Ciola. Stop it with the music. Maybe we can just pop in and see the Ron. Just, you know, just to say hi.
Otherwise, it's just words.
And do we, if we have enough caps, maybe we can ask him to find us a settler. Hello? Anybody home? Oh, yeah. Hi.
All right. What's the word?
The word is...
Excuse me.
Welcome to the Ron's Information Emporium.
I guess
How
that's
can
two
the
words.
Ron help you today?
Well, I was wondering if you...
You own this place?
You better believe it, baby. I built the Ron's Information Emporium from the ground up. Where others saw a stinking Brahmin pen, I saw prime real estate. Where others saw useless scraps of paper, I saw lucrative knowledge. And where others saw some dweeb they could push around, I saw a future business tycoon conquering a fledgling market. I saw the Ron! Oh yeah!
All right. Are you willing to give me a job?
Looking for a job, if you've got one.
I'm always on the lookout for skilled scaffers who can take care of themselves, and I'd say you more than fit the bill. Information is my business, and sometimes valuable information is in some place dangerous. Danger, however, is not my business. So that's where you'd come in.
Yeah.
If you don't mind taking a little risk to grab some info, then I have work for you. Interested?
Indeed, Danger is my middle name.
That all depends. How much are you paying?
300 caps. I usually only pay around 200, but I'd say you're worth the higher rate.
Okay. Sure. But I guess... yeah.
If you expect me to work for you, I'm gonna need more information than that.
Whoa now! Which one of us is meant to be the information broker here? But I can appreciate someone wanting the bigger picture. So here's how it is. Your average scaver only sees value in the obvious stuff. An old radio, a stim pack, a couple boxes of Abraxo. But what about an old mainframe? A box of pre-war office documents? Bowling alley receipts? They all hold useful information. You just gotta find who it's useful for.
Well, I guess that's
Your
true.
job will be to find and recover these scraps of knowledge.
I can do that.
Sure, I'm interested.
Oh yeah! That's what the Ron likes to hear. I need you to grab a data card. Here, I'll mark the location on your Pip-Boy. Find the info and bring it back. You dig?
Revere Satellite Array. Okay. I think I need to go there. Well, I will definitely need to go there at some point.
A little knowledge can be a profitable thing.
But I also...
I need you to find someone.
Then you came to the right place, baby.
Yeah.
If skilled labor's what you need, then the Ron can hook you up. The Commonwealth's just filled with people. Strong mercs, anti-farmers, savvy workers. Whatever your settlements might need, I can find. So, tell me, what kind of person are you looking for? Strong, wise, tough, charming, smart, fast, lucky? Name it.
I'm looking for someone.
Funny, because there is a companion named Strong, and there is an NPC named Wise. But I think that's it. There's nobody called Luck or Agility. Pretty sure we're gonna need someone who's got high endurance.
Tough.
Here. This lead should get you what you're looking for. Come back again. Oh yeah!
Oh yeah. Okay. Sounded like he had something else to say to me when he said, oh yeah. But not this time, I guess. Alright, so where exactly is he sending me? To Oberlin Station. Okay. Cool. And then where is the... yeah, that's where I thought it was. Okay. And now it's time for some dinner. Some Razorgrain pasta. This is a very abrupt end of the music there. Just gonna sneak over here. Alright. Just save, I think. Just in case something goes wrong. Which is, let's be honest, likely. With how many mods I've got, how many overlapping mods I've got. It's windy in here too. It's real windy in here. what kind of wind makes that noise. Hello. Excuse me. You know what, though? I definitely should have kept on my cool outfit for dinner. I'm regretting it already. It's terrible. Here we are. Take a seat, let's have some dinner. I should probably also take this sniggerette out of my mouth. That's just not really polite at the dinner table. Nor is that or that. Should probably take my gloves off to have dinner. That makes sense. So who's here? We got Barb already. Lily's waiting for us. Nice.
Hello again.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So, welcome to our, well, whatever you want to call this little weekly thing we have going on here. We just call it dinner night.
That's appropriate.
I do have to say, DP outdid himself this time with this setting. It's usually just the four of us at a booth. Mom's spaghetti smells amazing. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess it kind of started as a bored DP talking to me while I ate and he swept the floors after dinner in the evening. Like a lot of Bleacher's family things in here go, it didn't really start in earnest until Lily swept into this place on our lives. That's one way to put it. Yeah, she's something else, isn't she? She grew up in Diamond City with Zeke and DP. I'm sure she told you that already.
It's too bad there's no
But the Bleachers district didn't exist back then. Nobody had been in this
voice.
area of Diamond City in almost 2 centuries until DP chased that cat in here. So Lily's really taken the Bleachers to heart. Between runs, more often than not, she's cleaning the place and making it into a home. But I digress. Guess I'm just saying Lily makes sure these dinners happen and we're glad for it. She says there's nothing like the family you choose. Even got it in her head to invite the sheriff one day as a joke. And she showed up. She almost never says anything, but she keeps coming. Huh. Uh-huh. We never expected her to show. DP even had to scramble to get a place set. The look on Lily's face was priceless. Total shock. I'm glad she did show up, though. We had been trying to crack that ice for a while by then, and she's not the friendliest person in the Commonwealth. The sheriff isn't the type for idle chat, even on these nights, but I can see she values them as much as the rest of us, or she wouldn't keep coming. Quite the contrary, it helps her maintain an effective force. She's very respected by her troops and a brilliant strategist. She was born and raised Brotherhood of Steel, educated and trained in the pre-war military academy tradition, if what I heard is true.
She didn't see eye to eye with some of their more authoritarian tendencies, and tried to help a town that had water filter tech the gunners wanted.
I'm told her squad repelled them, but she lost her whole arm, 4 knights, and some civilian militia by the time it was over. It was very intense. Costly victory for no strategic gain is the gist of what the Brotherhood of Steel had to say about her decision. She told me herself they made her a scribe and refused to replace the arm. That's not the half of it. Her entire squad got punished too, every last one of them, bumped down to scribes, for saving some innocent lives. So they did what any principled and strategically minded squad would do in that situation. Loaded 2 vertibirds up with a small plasma arsenal and over a dozen full T-60 power armor units in the middle of the night and deserted the Brotherhood of Steel. Yep. They stayed under the Brotherhood of Steel radar until they were able to locate the Outcasts, a faction of ex-Brotherhood knights who also weren't fans of fascism. She gave them the vertibirds, they gave her an arm and her squad a home and a purpose again. It was a win-win. You mean what happened to the dozen or so T-60s she took with her, right? That's some pretty valuable cargo. That gets into how she and the power armor ended up here. That's a long story for another time, and not a particularly happy one. Anyway, Lily told me about how you guys went out and saved those dogs. That's pretty amazing anyone would do that in this day and age. People barely help each other, much less dogs. It makes me glad to know they'll be running around the Atom Cat's garage now. Speaking of doing odd jobs for people, I had a chance to analyze some soil test results, and I've got some work if you're still interested. I'd normally send Lily, but she'll be on that ammonia run that has that motorcycle salvage at the loading dock of Mass Chem we mentioned earlier. We can talk about it after dinner. It's good you showed up when you did. I'd rather not lean so heavily on Lily for my transport jobs. She spends a lot of time on the road already. Good evening, Sheriff. Can I safely assume Lily pestered you today while on duty to tell you about our guest of honor here?
She wouldn't be Lily if she hadn't.
Yes. Well, this is the person that helped her with that motorcycle and the dogs in that story she's no doubt told you a dozen times by now.
Whoa, camera.
Yes. Well, DP has cooked up something special tonight, as you can see. We've got Razorgrain spaghetti, tato sauce, and warm bread.
I'm sure it will be fine.
So, did you get a chance to see Dr. Scara about your shoulder? You mentioned the adduction was slower than usual last week.
Yes.
And?
And what?
And what was the problem? Was she able to fix it?
Yes. We hunted down an assaultron, quartered it with a ripper, and I replaced the glenohumeral joint entirely.
That's, good, I suppose.
The gunner squad it came from would argue, if they were still alive.
I assume they didn't just want to give a perfectly functional assaultron to a stranger for free, did they?
You don't ask gunners.
Good point.
Yes.
Did you read Piper's article about McDonough?
Yes.
And?
And what?
And what do you think of it? Do you think he's a synth?
Hard to say. Maybe.
Dr. Pensky told me never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. Do you think one can be so witless that their unwitting cooperation is so gross and negligent that it can appear to be collusion to an outsider?
Or incompetence.
Well, yes. In this case, incompetence would apply too. I suppose it is possible the witless can be such an unwitting puppet of a hostile power that it can appear like full cooperation.
Witless, huh? Let me guess which stable genius in a tan suit we're talking about here. How's it hanging, bleacher creatures? Oh man, that's gonna be some good dinner. Hey there! Hey, I'm glad you made it out here tonight. Wasn't sure you'd be up for it since it's such a long haul back from the Atom Cat's garage.
Yeah, I've been around town a couple of times since then. Yeah, of course.
All I'm looking to do is feed you and tell everyone about those doggos we saved.
Again.
It only gets better with practice.
At any rate, yes, Lily, we were talking about Piper's article on McDonough.
That overgrown windbag's a sin, I'm telling you. Or wandering around, doing exactly jack shit up there all day, talking about how busy he is. Unbelievable. You know it's true, Sheriff. You've seen it. I tell you what, why don't you march up there in your power armor and throw him off the balcony? Do us all a favor.
We've been over this, Lily.
Every week we do this, sis. You know what she's gonna tell you.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not sure why the camera
She
is
doesn't
like
do
that.
military
Let's
coups.
see if we can fix it.
He hasn't actually committed any crimes. It's up to us at the ballot box.
Or, you know, in the dead of night with a sharp blade across the throat?
Then we're no better than the Brotherhood.
It's not that easy, and you know it. The sheriff can't just go in there and do what she wants. He's got rights until it's proven he's a synth.
Oh, it makes me so mad. He's not just doing nothing. He's standing in the way of anyone else trying to do something.
Temper.
Well, what happens when it's one of us that gets kidnapped, huh? What in the goddamn hell does the Institute want with us anyway?
Scared, confused, angry, hostile, suspicious, whatever they're feeling about it at the particular time. It's not good.
You're the scientist. Why the hell are they replacing us? This obviously isn't a PR campaign. We just end up hating them and sense more. They can swarm over this city at any friggin' time with those fucking toasters of theirs, and McDonough will probably open the door for them. Makes no goddamn sense.
I agree, they make no sense. I can't figure out a motivation that squares with the actions they take as a whole. Neither can the sheriff. It's almost like the kidnappings were a poorly thought out plot device wedged into a nebulous story by someone who thought it would just work.
It's almost
It would be
like-
comical if they weren't an existential threat.
You must be new here. Let me clarify. Just about everyone in the Commonwealth knows what they're responsible for, which is the primary reason we've been
That's enough.
Of course. That was careless of me. Apologies. As you just heard, I'm not at liberty to discuss Plan B. The less you know, the safer you are from the Institute.
You know, I heard they got a brain sucker device. Suck what you know right out of there. Read it like a book.
I said that's enough.
Button it up now, Lily.
Right now, we've got to stick to Piper's unofficial strategy. We delegitimize McDonough and then get him out of office.
God damn it! But we gotta do something!
What Piper did put time on our side. Every day that goes by, more people think he's a synth, and the less support he has. If the election were today, he'd lose. We've just got to keep the pressure on. Keep pushing for action and answers on those kidnappings.
Did your child go missing, ma'am? I'm sorry about that, but I'm far too busy to talk. I'm the mayor, you know, but you have my thoughts and prayers.
Hey, DP! Hey, this dinner smells amazing. DP here, he does a killer mayor impersonation.
Citizens of Diamond City, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, humans and synths. My Institute programmers would like me to run a rebuttal software routine and offer a simulated response to Piper's unfounded accusations. And I promise you I will, the moment it finishes loading, which should be any sec. Ladies and gentlemen of Diamond City, the Institute would like me to address... I would like to say a few things regarding these rumors. My fellow human beings, of which I am definitely one. Since being elected, despite all of my words, actions, policies, thoughts, and decisions, I assure you, people of Name of City, I am not a level 5 Institute synth operative with special 4B clearance due to extreme depth of infiltration. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm far too busy doing things that human beings do to do my job and search for missing citizens. I'm the human mayor, after all. End of file. So I heard you guys over here talking about the jackass. Figured we could use a laugh. So yeah, thanks for coming out again, my friends. It's amazing how you always manage to show up for free food.
Yeah.
Tonight, we got mom spaghetti, guaranteed to cure weak knees, heavy arms, and sweaty palms. Careful though, it may stain your shirt. I baked a well-timed batch of fresh hot bread just for dinner. But the tater sauce tonight is something special I worked on just for the occasion.
I gotta tell you, DP, I have never seen a spread like this. You went all out. Looks like the table the companions have in your Vasker Hall in Whiterun.
The what now?
Huh?
Yeah, what you just said. The what, a where? Who?
I didn't say nothing.
But I could swear you just said...
Better get your hearing checked, DP. Told you I ain't said nothing. You were gonna tell us about dinner tonight?
Oh yeah. Yeah. The sauce. Of course. I started with the potato base, of course. But Bob took me through the upper floor of a greenhouse and let me have that.
Nice!
Oh, it didn't end there, Lily. You know how Wellingham's always got some new spice he's going on about? Or a new dish he wants to try?
I remember hauling a bag of behemoth nuts in my power armor for him, so he could make his great green oysters dish.
It's called a scrotum, sis.
Ew, what the fuck? We're about to eat!
Sorry, just trying to help.
Yeah, I bet. Anyway, tell us about the sauce, DP. Where's Wellingham come into this?
Behemoth scrotum.
God damn it!
You know, now that you mention it, Lily, it is kind of a strangely specific ingredient for a dish.
You see? I'm not the only one who thinks behemoth scrotum is a weird item to have to haul.
Huh? What is?
The behemoth scrotum... Oh, motherfucker! Great! Just great! Now I'm saying it.
Alright. Where were we? Oh yeah. So Wellham's always gone on about the crushed red pepper the Latimer got him a few months ago. So I figured this was a good occasion as any to borrow it. Permanently. Without asking.
My man!
Bob brings one of her
Neodymium iron boron.
That was my next guess. Anyway, it's a strong-ass magnet.
Do I, wanna know what sort of strange blood-eating plant things you create with powerful magnets in that greenhouse of yours?
Hardly. It's to condense iron-rich microbeads coated with high-avidity molecules based on specific application. Generally, I use it to isolate, purify, and concentrate cellular fractions without the need for larger equipment and refrigeration units.
You know, I heard that people in other parts of the world spoke other languages, but I ain't never heard them. Not till you moved here with that technical babble, and then the sheriff shows up with that Latin stuff.
Scientia ipsa potentia est.
I don't try to understand neither, Lily. Anyway, she puts this thing on Wellingham's head. He immediately goes haywire. Tripped his Mr. Gutsy switch. But since he's got the wrong hardware, he basically just started screaming, Communists! And spraying everyone down with his dishwasher jet. Ann Codman runs out of that little corral of a restaurant screaming her head off. And of course that dunce husband of hers runs after her. And since it's the Codmans, every security guard is more concerned with kissing her ass and helping than figuring out what's wrong with Wellingham.
Typical.
Haha, you're telling me. I've been saying it since I saw his mother drop him on his head. That Danny Sullivan kid is as useless as tits on a synth. Long story short, it was just us and a neutered Mr. Gutsy up there after a few seconds. I stuffed some spices into my jacket, Bob grabbed us a recipe box, and we're out of there. Real smooth. I hope. Wellingham will probably be okay. Last I saw he was asking random strangers to enlist in the army.
Hell yeah! Score one more for the bleachers.
Thanks. I tried. As I was saying, we got some extra kick in the sauce tonight with that pepper. I got some cloves, molasses, and cinnamon too. So the honey tonight is going to be unlike anything we ever had before. Make sure you get some of that on the bread too.
Really? Now this I'm interested in hearing.
Well, you know ghouls used to live in Diamond City before McDipshit kicked them out, right?
It was an extremely short-sighted maneuver. They possess immeasurable knowledge and experience. We could benefit from their wisdom.
I agree. I've never been able to talk to more than 2 in my life. It's amazing what they have to say if you just listen. Scapegoating a fringe minority is a time-honored tradition of weak politicians everywhere, DP. Of course I remember.
So I still keep in touch with a few through Doc Weathers. They moved to a big swimming pool facility one of them knew from before the war. The building was in pretty good shape, so they stayed in that and they farmed some of the best tarberries I've ever tasted out of the pool. Lily here would know who he was. Remember Wiseman and his buddies?
Sure do. You know, looking back, it doesn't surprise me he went his own way instead of heading the good neighbor with the rest of the ghouls.
Yeah, me either. He had his own ideas of what to do after McDipshit took office, and getting pissed off didn't seem to be one of them. Anyway, the short version of that story is the honey has some tarberry juice in it along with the rest of the spices. I think you'll like it.
That sounds delicious, DP. Thanks for going to so much trouble.
Hey, this is a happy occasion. We got a lot of doggos in new home, and these two got rid of a few more raiders. And don't forget the spices we got. Speaking of raiders, is it true what Lily said? Pop that fucker in the knee and let the dogs finish him off?
Well, we tried to do that. Took a little console commanding, but...
I think she's telling the truth. Mostly because it was too detailed and too soon after it happened. Not because she wouldn't exaggerate. That and it's just too goddamn funny. That and I want it to be true.
We punched the fuck out of their tickets so hard, their ghosts have gunshot wounds and their cleaned out ghost clocks on their fixed little red wagons.
Ah, that's my girl.
And Sheriff, you'll be proud to know that axe you gave me?
Tomahawk.
Thanks for noticing. Anyway, you'll be happy to know that thing can open a raider's brain case easier than it can open a melon.
Yes, I know.
Fine. Fine. DP's being friendly. DP, how's that thing that makes Nuka-Cola from those big weird bags you got coming? Well, what's it called? The soda whatever?
Fountain. Soda fountain. Well, it's looking pretty good, I think. I'm trying to get a handle on what parts I have and still need. Problem is, all the folks who knew how it worked are long dead. So I'm teaching myself as I go along, which makes it slow.
So it takes the stuff in that bag, mixes it with some of Bob's water, and gives it bubbles? All on the spot, right?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. Got a few invoices telling me where more of the syrup is, but it's way over in Nuka World, surrounded by assholes with tiny dicks and big guns. So it makes sense to actually get the machine up and running, and able to use the stock I got on hand before paying someone to get more.
I think that sounds like a nice addition to the diner.
Yeah, it is. In more ways than one. I don't have to worry about a steady supply of sealed bottles now. One way or another, the supply of bottles in the area is going to dry up eventually, which just leaves me high and dry with no stock. But if nobody's touched what's at the factory, and the invoices are right, that's enough soda for years and years.
I don't know, that sounds like an awful lot of those bags.
It is, but not as much as you'd think. We ain't trying to feed a stadium during playoffs no more. But the sips who filled the order were. There's a lot fewer of us now, and I got a good handle on how many bottles I need a week to keep this place running. Trust me, Lil, there's enough to keep this place running for the rest of our lives.
Well, that sounds like some great news for the bleachers in general. Gonna upset Wellingham something fierce.
Codman's gonna get her ass in a twist, too. Upper stands, just some white picket fence. Anyway, what are we waiting for? Come on, guys, let's eat.
Now that is the best plan I've heard all day. And what a day it's been. Sorry about that. We don't mean to cut you out or anything, so dig in. I hope you like it. I ain't seen anywhere serving spaghetti, much less mom spaghetti.
Who is this mom that you keep talking about? Whose mom is it? Is what I want to know. Yeah, I don't know what
Nothing, I guess, if you're happy. Hope you like mom's spaghetti.
So what brings you to Diamond City? That Pip-Boy of yours is hard to miss, so I've got to ask if you're from a vault like me.
Everybody thinks that I am, but...
Not familiar with the place firsthand, but there's a lot of burnout towns around here with only a handful of people in each.
You get a chance to look at that motor you nabbed yet, Lily? Does it look like it still works?
Oh man, DP, it was better than that. The thing's never had anything in it but the factory finishing grease. They stored it dry in that case. There isn't a single bit of wear or tarnish on it. I just gotta find a frame and wheels pretty enough for that beauty and it's ready to roll.
Now you're talking. All the Matic cats are gonna be green with envy.
I asked Rizzo not to tell him. I want to be there to see the look on Zeke's face when he hears I scored the big one finally.
I ain't never seen a working vehicle yet. You be sure to let me know when you take it out for the first time. I want to be there.
You know, I wish I could drive it out there to the cats, but that bike makes me a loud target for snipers and steel cable traps at neck level. If you know what I mean. They're gonna cut my fucking head off. Gotta stay inside the fence for now, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from having fun and taking you all for rides.
That sounds like fun, once you get good control of that contraption, I mean. Remember, you've never driven one before. I'd think before taking the new one out, you can probably expect to crash a few times before you get the hang of it.
Oh, wow. You know, I never thought of that, Bob. You're right. I'm gonna treat the new merch like the jewel it is. At the same time, it means I gotta wait until the rest of the scrap one comes together. Good thing there's one at the Mass Chem Hall, huh?
Indeed. Just be careful out there. It's super mutant and raider turf.
No sweat. I'm packing light and just checking out the place for this first trip since we got no idea how big this thing is. I'll stay out of sight. You said that Lenny Greaseball sold you the tip about this haul, and the bike, right?
Yes. His tips have been reliable so far. I agree, I don't trust him, but it's not in his best interest to sell bad tips if he wants repeat business. On the other hand, he's probably sold the information to other parties too. You've seen it happen before. Don't waste too much time getting there.
No worries. It's the first place I'm going after I wake up tomorrow. Then I'll go back with the right rig for it. I should beat anyone to the score. Hey, Sheriff, you see that big blimp-looking thing earlier? Your friends sure know how to make an entrance, I'll give them that. What do you suppose they want?
That expensive floating folly is called the Pridwin. And they're here for the Institute, and whatever else they can get their hands on.
The Institute? Whoa, are you sure about that? I mean, don't they just basically steal your lasers and food and then push you in the mud? What do you suppose they want?
Yes. The Citadel has sent 2 patrols to the Commonwealth in recent years after a synth and a scientist appeared in the capital wasteland. The patrols sent back word about the Institute and railroad dangers. The Pridwin is the Brotherhood's answer.
They're here for the railroad and the Institute? Well, I mean, can't they help us then, maybe?
They are never a benefit to anyone but themselves long term. They stole Rivet City's power plant at gunpoint and put it in that airship.
Ouch. I only heard of that place from the merchants. But I see what you mean. Best to keep your head down and not get it chopped off.
You guys all heard about what the Institute did at the Slocum's Joe in Lexington, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, of course you know. There'd always been some folks living out of there in the basement. You'd have to be blind not to see them coming and going. No big deal, right? Well, not too long ago, the Institute marched their toasters into the place and wiped them out. They parked their asses in there and ain't moved since. It's weird, right? I mean, what the hell does the Institute want with a bunch of scavengers in a burnt-out coffee shop anyway?
Lucky you didn't get caught and have your head drilled out for the info.
Nah, I was on the freeway overpass to the south. Had to pop a few raider melons to get the view, but hey, it sucks to be a raider, you know? Anyway, I wasn't ever within 3 miles of them, and didn't need to be. They wiped that place out. Dead cold.
That's awful. Has anyone heard what they're doing there? Were they looking for something?
No, there, weren't any survivors to tell anyone. I'm really worried about the Atom Cats now. All the way out there by themselves. Between the Gunners in Quincy and the Institute in University Point, they're pretty well cut off from everyone non-asshole in the Commonwealth.
We need to find out what they were after at that Slocum's Joe. It could be important.
I already told you we got no issues with Rizzo moving in with you. If something happens to Zeke and his crew, tell them they can come here. Let them know we'll put them up in the storeroom for a bit if nothing else. We got enough hammocks for them all.
Thanks, DP. I'll let them know. I'm sure they can handle themselves against the Gunners. But the Institute? I just don't know. There's so many.
Speaking of Zeke and folks who grew up in Diamond City, Lil, you remember me telling you how some raider gangs took over Nuka World?
Yeah, of course. Seems it's all the couriers from out west can talk about lately. What about those jokers?
One of them gangs is headed up by some folks we both know. Remember Lizzie, Bill, and Mags?
No way.
Way. Carla remembered them from years ago when she heard about it. So she made it a point to tell Polly, who made it a point to tell me. I grew up and went to school with Mags and Billy. You ain't never met two bigger spoiled assholes in your life. Lizzie was more your age, right?
Yeah. She was a sharp one. She always got the best grades in the class, but she knew it. Made for a serious attitude problem. I remember it like it was yesterday. She kept getting bored and causing trouble, so Professor Scara took her out of school and into the lab. All Lizzie did with that training was make high-grade chems and get blasted on them. Too bad, really. What a waste. Mags, too. She used to babysit me before she turned into an asshole. I mean, she was an asshole back then, too, but nobody cared because we were kids.
Professor Scara told me about her once. That was her assessment as well. Lizzie could have done some truly great things, but had some serious demons.
Did she tell you why the three of them ain't in Diamond City no more?
She didn't mention that, no.
You see, these kids were upper stands kids. Their families have money. It's just that Mags and Billy thought it was their money too. But the parents weren't dying fast enough. So they got tied up in some organized crime they couldn't handle. A lot like Nelson Latimer. I'm assuming it had to do with chems, because they brought Lizzie in on it too. Lily wasn't lying about that girl being smart as fuck. Suffice to say, they got cut a lot of slack for a long time because of the family names. But eventually it got larger than even they could contain. You do gang business inside the city walls, and someone's gonna get killed. Except this time was an innocent girl named April.
April and me, we were good friends. I'd have killed those three on the spot if security hadn't gotten to them first.
I believe it.
She's not kidding, Bob. They literally had to put Lily in a holding cell for their protection. I saw it all. It took 3 guards to hold it down. Anyway, it seems Caps fight justice in the wasteland too, because these kids got exiled instead of rotting inside a jail cell. They kept Lily locked up for a fucking week to give those 3 enough of a head start that she couldn't track him down and kill him. So much for Commonwealth justice.
Wasn't long enough of a head start. I know where they are. Now.
Yeah, at the head of a gang big enough to take and hold Nuka World. Patience, Lil. If that gang doesn't eat him alive, you will one day.
You goddamn fucking right I'll eat them alive for what they did to April. I'll be the last fucking thing those assholes see.
Ha! Hey, shoot Billy in the nuts for me while I can still feel it, could you?
Now there's a thought I can get behind.
You make a decision yet about taking over responsibility for that shit shack of a greenhouse across from Cronin's place down on the field, Bob?
I have, yes. I was flattered Geneva asked me to handle it, but I took some soil samples down there. It didn't look good. But to be more accurate, after generations of growing the same crop and being sprayed down with the swill that Kowalski calls water, it's hopeless. There's nothing safe about that soil or anything that would leach into it from the immediate area. The place is completely contaminated.
Yikes! Me and Lily grew up eating that grub. Makes me glad I import from Abernathy Farm for the diner. Turning over the soil won't help none, huh?
Not really, given the surrounding soil and the continued use of Sheng's poison. The new topsoil layer, if not already contaminated, soon would be. I just don't have the time to rehabilitate that place. I'm not sure if I want to expose myself to that kind of radiation cleaning it up, either.
Well, I wish the city good luck with that place. I, for one, was very glad you moved into the bleachers. That news just makes me even more glad.
Thanks, DP. It's too bad, really, but my own work is far more important to feeding the entire Commonwealth. I can't lose sight of the larger goal.
People like you are gonna help bring us out of this McDonough Dark Ages we're in.
That's for sure. Hey, you got like some sort of giant mega brain or something? You sure you ain't a robot?
So I heard something from Polly, who heard something from Myrna, who heard something from Carla the other day.
Oh yeah? What happened?
Carla was coming down from Sanctuary, and she usually steers clear of Concord. Well, with the raiders and shit. I guess she saw something down in Concord with those binoculars of hers that made her take a second look and go into town. From what I hear, the place was basically a slaughterhouse. Every last one of them raiders was dead in the street, full of holes or cut to pieces.
Damn. I mean, that's good, but wow. Who could have done that?
Power armor, a minigun, and a deathclaw.
Yeah. Polly said Carla saw a dead Deathclaw there. You heard it too, huh?
You know, one of these days you're gonna have to tell me how you know so much. Oh, wait, let me guess. One of your scouts saw it.
No.
Haha, forget it, Lily. You'd sooner get a mutant hound to loosen its jaws. Anyway, Carla said some folks had moved into Sanctuary way up north by the Red Rocket after that. Said they were a real weird crew. Some guy who looked like he wanted to die, his whole hoppy bitch of a wife, and some old bat that kept feeding Quaaludes to so she'd shut up. Carla told her there was another guy up there who kept asking if she or anyone else he happened to see if they wanted to be leader of the Minutemen. Imagine the desperation.
It sounds like he's either a few fuel rods short of a reactor, or the Minutemen have ended up in some seriously bad shape, even in this world.
It is sad. The people of the Commonwealth will never truly rebuild until they take it back from their fear of the dark. When either DP or I leave the city, we have to book protection with one of the caravans. We're not fighters like you three. Vault 81 isn't terribly far away, but it might as well be on the other side of the Commonwealth for a scientist like me. I'd die without protection. All the Minutemen wanted was to organize the people to make that trip safe again.
She's right, you know. We don't want to be delivered at the hands of the BOS. I've seen it before.
One thing I learned real quick about Bob is that she's pretty much always right.
Indeed.
It's not something one wants to think about, but I haven't heard much about them in a while. Certainly not since the Quincy Massacre. If they truly did get stamped out, root and stem, we won't see anything like them in our lifetimes again. That walk to the vault will never be safe.
Oh, don't get me wrong, Bob. I agree with you. Diamond City would be filled with suit mutants if it wasn't for the Minutemen. I'm really hoping this guy was just a nutcase and isn't the last remaining one after Quincy or something. But things are pretty bad out there right now, and nobody's heard a peep. Which makes me think he's either telling the truth, or there's nobody left. And on the other side of the cap, you get people like Lily here, going around poking at raider hives, killing them wholesale and pissing them off.
Hey now, we don't take killing raiders lightly.
Oh yeah? How many of yours in just the last 2 days then? Give me a number.
Uh...
But that's exactly my point. Raiders may deserve what they get, but a desperate one that's just had his whole clan aired out is even worse.
So I don't have an issue killing murderers, rapists, and animal abusers. Sue me.
Not like I have a problem with it either. I wouldn't stop you from doing you, Lil. You wouldn't be the same.
It's not like you could stop me anyway.
There ain't a soul in the Commonwealth that could stop you, Lily.
That much is for certain.
Not even a behemoth scrotum could stop her.
God damn it! I thought we were past that.
No, I'll be holding that over your head for a good long while.
Pretty sure a behemoth scrotum isn't something I'd want hanging over my head for any length of time, Lily.
Ugh, all green, hairy, and slimy like that? The smell alone would kill most things. Did it smell bad, Lily?
Ew, fuck. I give up. I can't eat anymore. What the hell is wrong with you people, huh? You all on day tripper or something?
That's a yes if I ever heard one. Speaking of things that make us all hungry, I have to hand it to you, DP. You prepared an excellent meal tonight. This honey was a real treat. Thank you very much. But I'm full, the hour's getting late, and I've got some samples incubating, which means I've got yet more work ahead of me.
It's not every day something like this happens in the Commonwealth. It was a good reason to celebrate. You have a good night. See you tomorrow, Bob.
I've had a pleasant evening, everyone, as always. Thank you for your company tonight. Sleep well. I'll likely see most of you tomorrow.
Night, Babs. I'll check out that hole tomorrow for you.
I've got work to do as well. Good night, everyone. Thank you for the dinner. It was very good.
Oh, Kit's
Of course,
hiding
Sheriff.
in the back there.
Have a good night now.
I guess she's
Night,
shy.
Sheriff. I think I'm gonna retire too. Got at least one round trip to make to Cambridge tomorrow.
Hey, you be careful up there, Lily. A lot of raiders up in Monsignor Plaza would love to get a hold of your jacket. Maybe even you personally by now.
Yeah, we kinda did make a name for ourselves this week, didn't we?
That's what I'm talking about, you two. You just ventilated a bunch of raiders for a motorcycle and something that they were making money off of. These guys ain't all dumb. Some of them make power armor out of trash. They'll know who did this. They're not the type to forgive and forget.
Jeez, yes, mother. Anyway, that's me for the night. Hey, thanks for coming out. I hope you like dinner. I'll see you around. Night, guys.
Night, Lily. Well then. Looks like that's dinner, huh? I hope you liked it. I served both the spaghetti and that honey here if you're interested in more. If you'll excuse me, I got a lot of cleaning to do before I can close up for the night. You take care, my friend.
You too. Thanks, DP, for the dinner. And hello, Eric. I'm doing well. Hopefully you're doing well as well. Well as well. And I think that's it. I told you guys it was going to be a really long dinner. I wasn't lying. But fully worth it. I love watching that whole scene play out. Even though it was a little bit wonky with the camera there for a little bit. Oh, is someone still trying to talk to me? No, I don't think so. That was a nice long 3-hour dinner. Wow. And I was trying to think of what I'm going to do next, but I honestly don't even know. This is the Fens Sheriff Department mod, yeah. This is the left field diner. So if we were to go up through that door, we would end up in the back of Diamond City. I equipped some bread and some spaghetti. Oh, wow, he was really quick about moving those tables back. Wow. Keep going though. I just wanted to take a little tour back here. Oh. Excuse me. And this is the sheriff. She won't talk to us yet. And if we were to cross this line and go into that area, we would get our heads blown off. They're unfriendly to start out with. I found that out the hard way, obviously. But I think after Sim Settlements 2, I think this is my favorite story mod after Sim Settlements 2. This is a talk-heavy mod, yeah. There's lots and lots of dialogue, lots of conversation, especially that dinner scene. Like, it was honestly like 45 minutes of just sitting there and listening to them. Maybe not that long, but a long time. That's my favorite thing about story mods, though, is all of the story, I guess. So if it's a heavy talk,
it's nice
mod,
traveling at night.
Talk heavy mod,
Easier
I'm okay
to
with
sneak.
it.
Harder to get caught.
All right, so it's 10 o'clock. I guess we could go.
Hi.
Back
You read
to
that
the
article?
bus.
In public occurrences?
I wonder if I have any miscellaneous quests that I have to take care of in here, though. I'll check that first before we go. I have a few quests. Okay. Kit's current location is right behind me. I know that. This is broke. Stuck. do that. That's there. Check the detective cases. We can do that.
Hey, you that trader up from Quincy?
Nope.
You sell any ointment? I got me this itch.
Ew. What? No. Get away from me. Hopefully Nick isn't sleeping. We're just gonna come in here and steal some files. We're going to take some work off their hands.
The case.
Hey, Nick. Hey, Ellie. Oh,
Building
whoops.
a collection or something?
That's not what I wanted. Earl Sterling's disappearance. Oh yeah, we gotta go talk to Vadim after this. Another disappearing act to unravel. Earl Sterling, 25-year-old bartender at the dugout. One of the owners, Vadim Bobrov, noticed that Earl hadn't been into work for a few days. Security was called. No investigation, of course. The Institute took him as the unofficial word about him, like always. Vadim came into his office, half drunk with a sob story. Aw. Yeah, we'll go talk to Vadim, see if we
The Earl Sterling case. Apparently Earl just up and disappeared one day. No one's seen him since.
I've been meaning to put Earl's case to bed for a while now. Glad you're up for it. So, what's your take on the case, Ellie?
On Earl? Well, he didn't have any enemies, that's for sure. Someone would have to notice you're alive first.
And Earl didn't exactly have the charisma to inspire any crimes of passion. What's that leave us?
I don't know, Nick. It can't be the Institute, right?
Guess that's up to you to find out.
I guess.
The Marty Bullfinch case. Marty was Nick's partner. Emphasis on the was. He must have been some kind of desperate to come to us for help after all this time.
Marty and I never exactly saw eye to eye. Mostly because he was usually passed out on the barroom floor.
Aw, come on, Nick. Think of the good times.
What, when he quit?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't say the line. That's the one you were thinking of. Okay. And then there's one other file folder, which doesn't make much sense to me. Mysterious stranger. What? Maybe we can make some spaghetti. What else do I need to do in Diamond City? Oh. What's going on down there, I wonder? This is a little pile up. That looks fun. That's funny. Okay. Over here.
Hey there, lady.
Hey there. That was a very suggestive greeting from an
Everyone in this city
11-year-old.
jumping at shadow. Chill out, is what I say.
Alright. I've got nothing here in home plate. Nothing at all. That's okay. It's weird it not being a regular settlement. I don't like it.
Nikki, you old bucket of bolts, it's Marty. I know it's been a while, but I came across a little mystery I thought might get your circuits firing. You remember that ugly grasshopper statue on top of Faneuil Hall? Turns out it's got a note in it. A note written by the son of one Shem Drow. I don't expect that name means anything to you, but the guy was a coppersmith. way back when folks did shit like that. Apparently, this note leads straight to the old guy's stash. I don't know what's in it, but I'd sure like to know if it's still there. I'm gonna go do a little recon on the hall. If you decide you want to get the team back together, you let me know.
I'm gonna use up one more perk point right now, and then save that last one. So... should we just do commando? I do generally use automatic weapons, although I'm not sure if this perk applies to weapons that I've forced into being automatics by using the equipment and crafting overhaul mod. I wonder. So maybe we should just do this. More damage. Or more protection. Oh, I do want this one though. What do we need for that? Endurance 5. Oh. I'm trying not to fill up these and just fill up these until a little bit later in the game. Although I'm level 46. I don't know why I keep saying that. A little bit later in the game. Like I'm high enough level already. I think we should become a little bit tougher. Yeah. Oh. Anything else? Explore the combat zone, speak to Anton, Museum of Witchcraft. No, okay. Oh, do I have... I wonder. I don't know where I put Grognak's axe. So I'm like, did I leave it somewhere, like, here? No, there's nothing here. Okay. So it's not that. I mean, it's not there. I don't know where it is. It's gotta be somewhere. Probably in Sanctuary. Who
Best
knows?
sleep ever. We cuddled the whole time.
Yay. Can I put some sort of water source in here? Is it gonna let me do that, I wonder? Oh, I could if I get my Science 3 and then a bunch of materials. Although that's not gonna give me what I want. Like, I need a water fountain. Would that be under crafting? Oh, I don't know. We don't have any materials. Okay, let's go to... somewhere else. Where? I don't know. It's somewhere else. Home plate looking like that just makes me sad. As in, not being a full settlement. on, game. You can do it. I know you can. You've done it before. Okay.
Oh, goody. Rads.
Is there another bounty? There is. Hardware Town? I was just there. Fine.
What? I'm busy.
Oh, you're up early, Doc.
Hey, Doc.
This better be an emergency.
It's really not, but...
Actually, I need some supplies for the road.
I suppose I could spare some stim packs.
Not stim packs, though. Water? Okay. And... yeah, I guess we'll get all those. Super stim packs. Oh, I never realized that it cut your strength by 2. Whoa. Oh well. Six of everything. At the most. Except for stim packs. Does anyone else do that? Make sure you've got even numbers of everything. And dirty rag bandages, do I need those at all? Probably not. Sterile bandages will keep. Okay. Nope. Yes. Yes, no. Oh, I was like, why am I getting irradiated? That could be why. We have to go talk to Vadim. Do you think Vadim's gonna be up this early? Why do I think that? Yes, he will be up this early. Told ya. Just for good measure.
Oh no. Whatever it is, keep it to yourself. Better that way.
You keep it to yourself.
Good to see returning customers. Most die. You let me know if you need a drink.
Most of your customers die?
Earl Sterling used to work here, right?
Poor Earl. Gone just like that. Such a good bartender. Good friend. Oh, terrible with women, mind you. Bull in china shop with them. You with Valentine's detective agency? I forgot to drop off Earl's key when I hired you people. Here, I hope you find out what happened. Security does nothing but yell at me for asking about it. Now, let me pour you a drink. Come on.
It's a bit early for a drink. I'll pass.
Not today.
Ah, come on.
But soon. Probably.
Busy here.
Who are you even?
Hi.
Keep walking.
Shh. I will. Watch me walk away from you. Rude. Well, it's a little bit brighter. It's still very spicy out here, though. Oh, we gotta go over here. Hello? Earl? Hello, my name is Earl. That was such a good TV show. With Jason Lee, one of my favorite people.
Saving that for later, are we?
Don't turn on the radio. God, I feel like really remember that is not something that you can do on stream. Sucks, because listening to the radio while I meander the Commonwealth is one of my favorite things, but well. What's this? Mega Surgery Center. Don't sit down. We're leaving. That's how good of a detective I am. It only takes me 30 seconds to loot the entire place and also solve the case. Huh. And I'm a poet, and I didn't even know. Still spicy? Yeah. Alright. Let's see. Do I have enough? I think I need charisma. And I definitely have enough charisma. But
There's an awful lot of blood leading into the surgery center basement. Should try and find a way down there.
I guess, do we want to find a way down there? Watch. Oh, you're not supposed to turn around. Giving me the side eye. You're not gonna let me. Oh, did you just throw your cigarette butt at me? All right.
Doc.
Fine.
Let's
we'll
get
do
you
it this
examined
way.
right away. Time is not on the side of the surgeon.
Care to explain all this blood leading to the cellar?
Right?
Dr. Crocker must have tracked some fluids when he went down into the cellar. He's
Fluids.
sometimes not as fastidious as I
Gross.
am between surgeries. Here, the cellar key. Go check for yourself. I'm sure you'll find there's nothing going on here besides medicine.
Oh, that was easy. Usually it's a couple of charisma checks, isn't it? That's funny. Alright, well, let me get this over and done with.
Earl, you've really been a handful, you know.
We're gonna
But I think we're just about
over there,
done.
'cause there's
Our
a
little
very
mistake is
naked
finally going to be
corpse over there.
corrected. Oh, naughty, naughty. You're not supposed to be down here, but that's okay. I can fix that. I can fix anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. You fixed things, all right. Fixed yourself for some time in a Diamond City jail cell.
Jail cell? You don't get it, do you? Doc Crocker isn't going to jail. He's going to go back to his surgery, where people love him. And they love him because Doc Crocker never loses patience. He just makes people happy.
Patients as in the people that you treat, or patients as in... patients?
So you were performing surgery and Earl didn't make it. Is that it?
I might have had just a bit of jet before operating. So I nipped a few arteries I shouldn't have. Who hasn't? But I'm a problem solver, you see. I knew if Earl disappeared, everyone would just think the Institute took him.
Why would people think that the Institute took Earl Sterling?
That's what they do. That's what they've always done. As long as there's no body, everyone just assumes. And that's why Earl's body needs to go away.
So that's what you were doing? Cutting Earl's body up?
Gross.
You can't just get rid of 200 pounds of cadaver without attracting attention. Fortunately, the butcher shop is close by. If their trash pile just happens to have an extra box of rotten meat every week, who would think to look too closely?
You had it all planned out, didn't you?
You really think you can get away with this?
Get away with this? Don't you know who I am? I'm Doc Crocker. Doc Crocker never does anything wrong. And once this is all over, no one will have any reason to question that.
I feel like she would just... I feel like she would probably do this, but we want some XP, so we're gonna take one of these. Yeah, no, you...
Just one more loose end to tie up.
Did the wrong
You
thing.
killed a man, Doctor. You're gonna pay for it. Put the gun down and come with me.
I did, didn't I? I killed a man. Oh God. Oh, there's so much blood.
So that backfired.
So much blood all over me. I can't fix anything.
Dead. Okay, so the reason
What's
why
going
that
on here?
backfired.
Is that Dr. Crocker?
It is.
I think you owe me an explanation. What happened here?
Well, I will tell you what happened here.
Take a look around for yourself. You'll figure it out.
That's
But I want to hear
Earl
yours.
Sterling's body, isn't it? Somewhere in the back of my mind, I knew he had gone through with the surgery. So, Earl didn't just vanish. The procedure went badly, and Dr. Crocker was just trying to cover it up.
Yep.
What are you gonna do now, Doctor?
Now I have a report to file, a mess to clean up, and a lot of explanations to give to our patients. You should get going. A medical professional should be the one to handle all this contamination.
Okay. That's, it's unfortunate, but, oh well. Is that it, though? Oh, I have to go talk to Ellie. I don't know why, but I thought that quest was a little bit more... Well, I guess it's because I have such a high charisma. Because like, usually it takes longer to figure that out, right? It's because I'm so smart.
So, you find out where Earl Sterling ran off to?
I did. I'll turn some lights on though. There we go. And what's that? Is that Nick making that noise? That's funny.
Earl's not doing a lot of running anymore. Being chopped to bits by Doc Crocker will do that.
Crocker killed Earl? Gone as long as he was, I figured maybe Raiders or the Institute, but Crocker? Where's the doc now? Rotting in a cell, I hope.
Nope.
Well, he's rotting somewhere.
Somewhere? What do you... Oh my god. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Here, take this. Sounds like you earned it. I'll send word along.
Didn't really
Let
work
everyone
that
down at the
hard.
dugout inn know what happened. Shame it couldn't be better news. Thanks again for
But I'll
closing this
take
one
the
out.
caps. 201
Tell Marty I say, hey, where's my 20 caps, you old lech? Also, hi.
Okay. Alright, well, we're working on increasing our affinity with Nick, which has been a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. And my dad called me again, so I am going to stop the stream right now and call him back. And I will probably be back on for the third start today and do some building, because I really want to do some SS2 building and get Jake's quest going again. So give me a few minutes. I'm gonna probably talk to my dad and then eat some dinner, and then everybody needs to know what I'm doing with my entire day, right? And then I'll probably be back in a little while. All right. So until then, adieu.